Your current situation, wherever you are in life right now, is largely the result of your thinking up to this point. If you don't like where you are, you must change how you think. Winners understand this principle at a cellular level. They know that circumstances don't make the person, they reveal the person. They understand that it's not what happens to you that determines your future. It's what you do about what happens to you. I remember meeting a man years ago who had lost everything in business. I mean everything. His company went bankrupt, his house was foreclosed, his wife left him, and he was living in a small apartment with nothing but a few belongings and a mountain of debt. Most people would look at this situation and say, poor fellow, life really dealt him a bad hand. But this man had something different. He had the winner's mindset. He looked me straight in the eye and said, Jim, I'm not a victim of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions. And if my decisions got me here, then better decisions can get me out. That's the first distinction of winners. They take full responsibility for their lives. They don't blame the economy, the government, their parents, their education, or their circumstances. They look in the mirror and say, I am responsible for my life, and if I want it to change, I must change. This is perhaps the most liberating realization a human being can have, because once you accept full responsibility, you reclaim your power to change everything. Average people spend their energy looking for someone or something to blame. Winners spend their energy looking for solutions. Average people ask, why me? Winners ask, how can I turn this around? Average people focus on the problem. Winners focus on the answer. This shift in thinking, this fundamental change in mental approach, is what begins to separate those who will ultimately succeed from those who will continue to struggle. But responsibility alone isn't enough. Winners couple responsibility with an unshakable belief in their ability to figure things out. They may not know how they're going to solve a problem when they first encounter it, but they have absolute confidence that they will find a way. This isn't arrogance. It's quiet confidence born from experience. Every time they've faced a challenge in the past and overcome it, their belief in their problem-solving ability grows stronger. I've noticed that winners have developed what I call solution consciousness. While others see problems, winners see puzzles to be solved. While others see obstacles, winners see opportunities to grow. While others see setbacks, winners see setups for comebacks. This isn't positive thinking for the sake of positive thinking. This is a trained mental discipline that looks beyond the immediate challenge to find the lesson, the growth opportunity, and the potential breakthrough. Let me tell you about the second major distinction of winners. They understand the power of personal development. They know that for things to change, they must change. For things to get better, they must get better. And here's what's fascinating about winners. They never stop learning, never stop growing, never stop improving themselves. I've been around wealthy people, successful people, accomplished people for most of my adult life, and I can tell you this, they're students of life. They read books that others won't read. They attend seminars that others won't attend. They have conversations that others won't have. They ask questions that others won't ask. They're constantly feeding their minds with new ideas, new strategies, new perspectives. The average person graduates from school and thinks their education is complete. Winners graduate from school and realize their education has just begun. They understand that formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. They invest in themselves like their life depends on it because they know it does. Winners also understand that personal development isn't just about acquiring new skills or knowledge. It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle bigger challenges, greater responsibilities, and larger opportunities. They know that you can't have more than you've got until you become more than you are. Your income will seldom exceed your personal development because you can't have more on the outside than you've got on the inside. This brings me to the third distinction of winners. They have mastered the art of discipline. Not the discipline of forcing themselves to do things they hate, but the discipline of doing the right things consistently, even when they don't feel like doing them. Winners understand that success is not the result of what you do occasionally, but what you do consistently. Discipline is the bridge between thought and accomplishment, between inspiration and achievement, between necessity and productivity. Winners have learned to make discipline their friend, not their enemy. They've discovered that disciplined activity eventually becomes automatic activity, and automatic activity leads to unconscious competence. Most people think discipline is hard, and in the beginning it is, But winners know something that others haven't learned yet. Discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. The pain of discipline is temporary and leads to pride. The pain of regret is permanent and leads to despair. Winners choose the pain of discipline over the pain of regret every single time. I want you to understand something crucial about discipline. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Winners don't expect to be perfect, but they expect to be consistent. They know that small disciplines repeated daily lead to great achievements gained slowly. They understand that success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day, while failure is nothing more than simple errors in judgment repeated every day. The fourth distinction of winners is their relationship with time. Winners treat time like the precious, non-renewable resource it is. They understand that time is more valuable than money because you can get more money, but you cannot get more time. Once this moment is gone, it's gone forever. Winners are time conscious, not time obsessed. They plan their days, they prioritize their activities, and they protect their time from time wasters and energy drainers. They know the difference between being busy and being productive. Busy people have full calendars. Productive people have full bank accounts and fulfilled lives. Average people kill time. Winners invest time. Average people spend time. Winners manage time. Average people waste time on activities that don't matter. Winners focus their time on activities that move them closer to their goals. This conscious management of time is one of the clearest indicators of someone who will ultimately succeed. Winners also understand the concept of seasons. They know there's a time to plant and a time to harvest, a time to work and a time to rest, a time to learn and a time to earn. They don't expect to harvest when they should be planting, and they don't rest when they should be working. This understanding of life's natural rhythms allows them to work with time instead of against it. The fifth distinction of winners is their approach to relationships and influence. Winners understand that success is rarely a solo journey. They know that you become like the people you associate with most. They carefully choose their inner circle because they understand that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Winners seek out mentors, coaches, and advisors who can help them see blind spots and accelerate their progress. They're not too proud to ask for help, and they're not too stubborn to take advice. They understand that a good mentor can help you avoid years of unnecessary struggle by sharing what they've learned through their own experience. But winners don't just take from relationships, they also give. They understand that influence is bidirectional. While they're being influenced by those ahead of them, they're also influencing those behind them. They take seriously their responsibility to be a good example, to share what they've learned, and to help others grow. Winners are also master communicators. They've learned how to share their ideas effectively, how to inspire others to action, and how to build consensus around common goals. They understand that leadership is influence, and influence is the ability to move people to action. They know that their success will ultimately be determined not just by what they can do personally, but by what they can inspire others to do. The sixth distinction of winners is their goal-setting philosophy. Winners don't just set goals, they set the right kinds of goals. They understand that goals are like a magnet, they pull you toward them. But they also know that poorly set goals can pull you in the wrong direction or not pull you at all. Winners set goals that are specific, measurable, and time-bound. They don't say, I want to be successful. They say, I want to increase my income by 50% within the next 18 months by developing 3 new streams of revenue. They don't say, I want to get in shape. They say, I want to lose 20 pounds and run a half marathon within 6 months. But here's what separates winners from goal setters. Winners understand that the real value of goals isn't the achievement of the goal itself, but who you become in the process of achieving it. Goals are not just about getting something, they're about becoming someone. The goal is not just the trophy, it's the person you become while pursuing the trophy. Winners also understand that you must have reasons that are stronger than your obstacles. Your why must be bigger than your problems. When your reasons are strong enough, you'll find the methods. When your dreams are clear enough, you'll find the disciplines. When your goals are important enough, you'll find the time. This brings me to the seventh distinction of winners, their attitude toward failure and setbacks. Winners have completely redefined failure. While most people see failure as evidence that they should quit, winners see failure as feedback that they should adjust. While most people see failure as final, winners see failure as fertilizer. Winners understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. They know that you cannot succeed without failing, because failure teaches lessons that success cannot teach. Failure teaches resilience, persistence, creativity, and humility. These are qualities that winners must possess if they want to maintain their success long term. I've learned that failure is not something to avoid, it's something to manage. Winners don't try to avoid failure, they try to fail fast, fail cheap, and fail forward. They understand that the faster they fail, the faster they learn. The cheaper they fail, the more attempts they can afford. The more forward they fail, the closer they get to success. Winners also understand that there's a difference between failing and being a failure. Failing is an event, being a failure is an identity. Winners may fail at something, but they never see themselves as failures. They separate their performance from their identity, their results from their worth, their temporary setbacks from their permanent potential. The eighth distinction of winners is their understanding of value creation. Winners know that the marketplace rewards value creation. The more value you create for others, the more value flows back to you in the form of income, recognition, and opportunities. This is not just a business principle, it's a life principle. Winners are always asking themselves, how can I be more valuable? How can I serve better? How can I solve bigger problems for more people? They understand that their income is directly tied to their value in the marketplace, and their value in the marketplace is directly tied to their ability to solve problems and serve others. This value creation mindset transforms how winners approach their work. They don't see their job as something they have to do. They see it as an opportunity to serve, to grow, and to create value. They don't work for the paycheck. They work for the growth, the challenge, and the contribution. The paycheck is simply a reflection of the value they've created. Winners understand that in a free market economy, you get paid for bringing solutions to problems. The bigger the problem you solve, the more you get paid. The more people you serve, the more you earn. The better you serve them, the more they're willing to pay. This isn't theory, this is economic reality. The ninth distinction of winners is their long-term perspective. Winners think in decades while others think in days. They make short-term sacrifices for long-term gains while others make short-term gains at the expense of long-term success. They understand that there's a difference between the urgent and the urgent, and they always prioritize the important. Winners are willing to do today what others won't do so they can have tomorrow what others won't have. They understand that the price of success is always paid in advance and in full. There are no shortcuts, no get-rich-quick schemes, no overnight successes. Success is the result of consistent daily disciplines compounded over time. This long-term perspective allows winners to stay calm during short-term storms. They don't panic when things don't go according to plan because they know that success is not a straight line. They expect ups and downs, peaks and valleys, progress and setbacks. They judge their progress not by what happens in a day or a week, but by what happens over months and years. Winners also understand the power of compound interest, not just financially, but in all areas of life. They know that small improvements made consistently over time compound into extraordinary results. They don't look for the big breakthrough, they create the big breakthrough through small, consistent improvements. The 10th and perhaps most important distinction of winners is their sense of personal mission and meaning. Winners don't just work for money, they work for meaning. They don't just pursue success, they pursue significance. They understand that true fulfillment comes not from what you get, but from what you become and what you contribute. Winners have found their why, their reason for being, their contribution to make, their legacy to leave. This sense of purpose gives them the energy to persist when others quit, the motivation to continue when others stop, and the drive to excel when others settle for mediocrity. This personal mission acts like a compass, guiding their decisions and directing their actions. When opportunities arise, they ask themselves, does this align with my mission? When challenges come, they ask themselves, how can this help me fulfill my purpose? When setbacks occur, they ask themselves, what is this teaching me that I need to know for my journey? Winners understand that life is not just about accumulating wealth or achieving status. It's about becoming the best version of yourself and using your talents, skills, and resources to make a positive difference in the world. They know that success without significance is empty and achievement without meaning is hollow. Now, let me tie all of these distinctions together with a fundamental truth that governs everything. Winners understand that mindset is everything. Your mindset determines your decisions. Your decisions determine your actions. Your actions determine your results. And your results determine your destiny. The beautiful thing about mindset is that it's completely within your control. You cannot control the economy, but you can control your response to the economy. You cannot control other people, but you can control your reaction to other people. You cannot control circumstances, but you can control your attitude toward circumstances. Winners have trained their minds to focus on possibilities instead of problems, solutions instead of obstacles, opportunities instead of threats. They've developed mental habits that serve them rather than sabotage them. They've learned to think like winners, and therefore they produce winners' results. But here's what I want you to understand. Developing a winner's mindset is not about pretending that problems don't exist or that challenges aren't real. It's about approaching problems and challenges from a position of strength rather than weakness, confidence rather than fear, possibility rather than limitation. Winners acknowledge reality, but they don't accept it as permanent. They see current conditions as temporary and changeable. They understand that where you are is not where you have to stay, and what you have is not all you can have. They live with a sense of possibility that drives them to constant improvement and continuous growth. The winner's mindset is also characterized by gratitude. Winners are grateful for what they have while working for what they want. They appreciate their current blessings while pursuing their future dreams. They understand that gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but the parent of all others. Gratitude keeps winners grounded in reality while reaching for possibility. It reminds them that they already have much to be thankful for, which gives them the emotional strength to pursue even more. Grateful people are happy people, and happy people are more creative, more energetic, and more attractive to others. Winners also maintain a learner's mindset throughout their lives. They stay curious, ask questions, and remain open to new ideas and different perspectives. They understand that the moment you think you know everything is the moment you stop growing. And the moment you stop growing is the moment you start dying. This commitment to lifelong learning keeps winners flexible and adaptable. In a rapidly changing world, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is more valuable than any specific skill or knowledge. Winners stay relevant by staying curious, and they stay competitive by staying coachable. As I bring this message to a close, I want to leave you with this thought. The mindset that separates winners is not something you're born with, it's something you develop. It's not a gift, it's a discipline. It's not luck, it's learned. And if it's learned, then it can be taught. And if it can be taught, then you can learn it. The question is not whether you can develop a winner's mindset. The question is whether you will. Will you take responsibility for your life and stop blaming circumstances? Will you commit to lifelong learning and personal development? Will you develop the discipline to do what needs to be done when it needs to be done? Will you manage your time like the precious resource it is? Will you choose your associations carefully and build meaningful relationships? Will you set clear goals and pursue them with passion? Will you reframe failure as feedback and use setbacks as setups for comebacks? Will you focus on creating value for others? Will you think long-term and make decisions based on where you want to be, not where you are? Will you find your mission and pursue it with purpose? These are the choices that separate winners from everyone else. These are the decisions that determine whether you'll live a life of mediocrity or magnificence, struggle or success, regret or fulfillment. Remember, success is not something that happens to you, it's something that happens because of you. It's not about being in the right place at the right time, it's about being the right person when opportunity presents itself. It's not about having the perfect circumstances, it's about making the most of whatever circumstances you have. The mindset that separates winners is available to anyone willing to develop it, practice it, and live by it. It's not reserved for a special few, it's available to anyone who chooses to think differently, act differently, and live differently. Your life is in your hands. Your future is up to you. Your success depends on the mindset you choose to adopt and the actions you choose to take. The winners in life have shown us the way. They've demonstrated what's possible when you combine the right mindset with consistent action over time. The only question remaining is this: will you join them? Will you develop the mindset that separates winners and apply it to your own life? Will you make the choices that lead to success and avoid the choices that lead to failure? The choice is yours, the time is now, and the opportunity is here. Step into your power, embrace your potential, and begin living with the mindset that separates winners. Your future self will thank you for the decision you make today.